How's everybody doing? I know it's a while since I've been on here, but I need to go for a walk, get some exercise anyway. So I figure I'd take you with me. Oh, spring's trying to come through. Getting tired of being stuck in the house because of the weather. I'm so happy that the wonderful winter seems to have passed us. I'm going to turn you around so you can see where I'm walking. Okay. Whew. I need to get some steps in anyway. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I believe it's in the 70s. And the area that I live in is it's a small street. It should be one way, but it's actually a two-way street. And it's a few houses back here. It's a lot of old culture mixed with new. One of my sons came to visit me earlier today, and he has purchased a new truck. One of the big boys that you have to climb up into. But it's really nice. And he needs it. He deserves it. He does construction. So I'm really glad he decided to do it because he goes to work every day. He's been working in his profession close to 25 years, I guess it's been. So he's doing really well. All my sons are doing really well. And I pray they stay that way. It's nothing like seeing our men take care of their families. And their father and I, we try to instill that into them. Take care of their families. Ooh, it's a little breezy out here. It's a warm breeze, but it's a little breezy. Oops. What happened to my camera? I'm gonna get it to. This would be a nice day to go into town. And I'm hoping this is the first time I'm using my gimbal to walk. So bear with me. I'm trying to learn how to use it. Hey, it's kind of hard for me to read the comments. Hey, MMG, good to see you. Thanks for coming into my chat. I'm out here trying to soak up some sun. Even though we're in the 70s today, but from what I understand, we're scheduled for the 30s next week, so we'll see how that goes. I was trying to get out here before the kiddies get out of school, but they're probably out of school already. We do have a school in the neighborhood. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming into the chat. Please, if you don't mind, give me a likey like. I'd appreciate it. Oh man, I got a little hoodie on and it is hot out here. Only got on a hoodie and a t-shirt. I don't want to take too many clothes off because it's supposed to get cold again. It is beautiful out here though. I don't know if I should walk over this bridge or what. Okay. We got a little excitement over here, and this is where I want to cross the street. How you doing? All right. Have a good day. All right. All right. Thank you. Uh-huh. So right now I have just crossed the bridge. Hi, how are you? Everybody's out here trying to get some of this fresh air. Hey. Everybody's trying to get fresh air today because we've been cooped up too long. Hi. I know I haven't been out here walking too long so far, but I am starting to feel it. Well, I'm ready to take this sweatshirt off, this hoodie off, and tie it around my waist. And I want to drink some water. I'm glad I brought some water with me. Whew. I thought the little ones would be gone by now. I guess they have after school programs. A lot of them are still here, being picked up by their parents. Okay. Well, this is the hard part. This is where I'm gonna need your help to encourage me, because now I have to go up a hill, and the hills in my neighborhood are not that forgiving. So here we go. You like my voice? Why, thank you. We'll see what you say when I get to the top of the hill. And the only other thing you got to worry about around here is the dog owners. A lot of them do not pick up behind their animals, which I don't appreciate. Whew. That's another thing. With warm weather comes bugs. I'm gonna have to fix my gimbal. Hold on. Sorry about that. All right. Hopefully this will work. Sorry. Just flopping everybody all around. Oh my God. It's a lot of traffic out here. Everybody's, I guess, coming home from work. Whew. All right, I'm gonna stop and take some water. Oh gosh. Since it's approaching dinner time, has anyone decided what they plan to fix for dinner? Let's see who we got on here. Um, hi, Pixel Mine. I'm out here taking an afternoon walk. Hey, Yo, how are you? Thanks for coming on. Oh, goodness. Let's see who else is on here. Hey Yunchi, how are you? Caitlin, how are you? Inette, hey, how are you? Yeah, I need to lose a few pounds. And not only that, I need to get more back into exercising. I have a gym membership. I hate to say it. I have not attended all winter. So yeah. So I figure I'll start out this way, getting back into the exercise phase by walking. That's the easiest thing to do. Oh, MMG, you making boneless chicken thighs? You going to bake them? Yeah, that's what I've been doing with mine lately. Baking them is the it's it should I say it's the least amount of fat, especially chicken thighs, because they're kind of on the fatty side. I love chicken thighs. I love dark meat. Period. I'll eat breast, but I'm really not a big fan of the breast. Whew. All right, let's get back to where I'm supposed to be headed. That's the only thing. The neighborhood I live in, we have long blocks. And um, actually, this part of town is, well, I don't know if anyone's familiar with Philadelphia, but it's Germantown slash Chestnut Hill. And so it's like one of the oldest sections of town. Actually, according to history, um, George Washington used to live in this area, and the troops from the American Revolution used to be stationed here. I don't know if you could tell by the cobblestone streets, like this street here, and the street that I live on is actually the streets where they used to keep their horses. It was a horse stable, which is now a parking garage. It's funny, but yeah. Um, One of George Washington's descendants still live on the block, and she has a lot of say so. From what I understand, that is all. So yeah, we have a lot of history around here. I grew up in Philly. I was actually born in Philly, but I moved away and I came back, I guess about 3 years ago. So Hi, how are you? More cobblestone. We have a lot of churches in this area. This is one here, and this is another one. And there's one further down on the other corner. Gonna go find somewhere to sit down, and then I can finish talking. Whew. Oh, goodness. Whew. Well, let's turn the camera around. Let me see if I can adjust it. Hey. Oh. So anyway, I got in my 30 minutes of walking. MMG, are you still here? Oh, you said it looked European? Yeah, just a little bit. Oh no, not the bumblebees. Why are they out so early? There's no flowers yet. But one thing I could say, when it blooms out here, it is gorgeous. You know, this is like a small park area. So, yeah. Hey. Yo, I thought you had something to do. You didn't go live yet? Oh, goodness. I need a massage. You working and listening. Thank you for being a patient viewer. Y'all have to excuse me. You know, that's the only thing about the spring in me. It brings out my allergies. Man, I tell you. Is it too much of a shadow? Whew. Ooh. You said, what'd you say, Yo-Yo? You think I'm doing good? I'm trying. Ooh. This is my, I started walking the beginning of the week. And this will get me motivated to get back out here every day. Now, when it's in the 30s, I don't know. Oh, okay. I know you said you had something to do. Yeah. But one thing I could say, the groundskeeper here, he keeps everything up really nicely. Really nicely. And when I moved back to Philly, because I lived in the suburbs for, let me see, my granddaughter's 21. I lived out there for almost 20 years. And I had a house built and everything. And then it just got to the point where I know they won't come out and say it. I have 3 sons. They're all grown. They have their own families. They have their own homes. And, you know, like I lived in my home all alone. I would say for, I don't know, about 8 to 10 years out there. I lived all alone. And so Um, and I had a corner property. So therefore, when the snowstorms came and we got some really bad storms where I lived, I would have, how you pay lawn service, and I would also pay for plowing and everything. They would plow the streets out there. But when it came time, I had to get my driveway because I had a two-car, uh, actually 4 cars could park in my driveway. But, when I wanted to get that plowed, I had to pay extra. And then I'll be put on a list, and the township out there, they would, give you a fine if you didn't get things done in, I think they gave you, I want to say 24 to 48 hours. I can't remember. So my sons, they would have to drive all the way out there, which was like an hour from their homes, because even though they lived in Philly, they live in the at the other end of the city. I lived like closer to, when I lived in the suburbs, I lived closer to Delaware, which is the southern part. So they would have to go all the way through Philly to get to me. Ooh, look at me. Child, this ain't moist, this is sweat. To get to my house, to come out there to shovel me out or whatever. So, and I said, you know what? It's just time for me just to let go the ghost. So I moved back into Philadelphia. So I'd be closer to them. So God forbid if I did, get sick or something, they wouldn't have that far to travel. So that's what brought me back here. Also, during that time period, I was working for the city of Philadelphia. And also my mom, she was sick. And when she first got sick, I was traveling back and forth from Delaware County all the way to her home, where she lives in the northwest part of the city also. And it was just a lot. It was just a lot. So, yeah. I realized most of my family was actually in the Philadelphia area. So that's what made me move back. And it's okay. My friend said, how'd you find this place? Because it's like, even though I told them, if you walk 4 blocks in one direction, if you walk 4 blocks east, girl, that is strictly hood. Trust me. But over here, it's nice and quiet. And so far, knock on wood, I haven't had any issues. So I like it here. Yeah. Um, Actually, I probably should have, when I had my home built, Philly wasn't really building homes. And I had gotten so fed up because I had a house in Philly, bought it back in 1978. The Yeah, we were 20 years old when we bought that house in 98. And we saved up when we made settlement on the house. I, and because at that time we were living with his parents. I do not want to bring my baby home to, we had a bedroom in their house. And we was like, I'm not bringing my baby home, to stay in the bedroom with us. So we saved up our money. We didn't buy anything. I mean, we were like, my husband did not make a lot of money back then. And I was in school, even though as my pregnancy progressed, I had to take a hiatus because I had gotten sick while I was pregnant with him. So I had to stop school. I think I was 5 months when I stopped going to school. Even though I did finally finish my degree. But we saved up our little money and we bought our house. It was $17,100 back in 1978. Cute little 3-bedroom, 1-bath house. Little starter home. And when we moved in, we had a $100 dinette set and some old furniture that his parents had down in the basement, living room set or whatever. And I threw like slip covers on it. We had a king size bed, a rocking chair for myself, because every pregnant woman has to have a rocking chair, and a crib for the baby, and a dressing table. That's what we had when we moved in. So, yeah, that's how we started. And our mortgage, I think back then, I want to say it was like $125 a month. And our parents sat us down and asked us, could we afford that? And it was, we had our struggles. But we made it through. I remember he was laid off for a period of time. And all we had, we would save our coins and dollars and whatever in one of those $5 gallon water containers. And back then they were glass. They weren't plastic, they were glass. And so we saved our little money up. I had to go to the supermarket. We had to empty that jar somehow. We trust me, we found a way to get the money out. And I remember I left him with the baby and I walked to the grocery store. Because believe it or not, back then I wasn't driving. I didn't have a driver's license back then. I didn't start driving until I had my second son, which was, I guess I was about 23, 24 when I started driving. Hey, Simply Stacy, are you here? I don't know if I said hi to you earlier. Hi, Yehuda Gonen. I see your question. I have no problems with it one way or the other. I must say, I did grow up in a Jewish community, so. Thank you, Norman. Thank you so much for becoming a subscriber. Now, Yehuda, this is not a political channel. Sometimes I might make a comment, but I have no problems with Israel, the country, if that's what you're saying. Thank you, Norman. If anyone would like to subscribe, please subscribe. I plan to put out more content. If you like this type of content, I like to, I have lots of stories I could tell, trust me. I've seen a lot of things. I've engaged in a lot of things. Something's good and something's bad. But, that's all a part of life. As they say, life be lifing. Oh my goodness. I got somebody trying to get my water. But see, that's the only thing about out here with these bugs. Hi, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Nepal or I think you should seek counseling. I'm not a therapist, so I can't even give you any suggestions on how to handle that. That's something you would have to seek a therapist or a counselor for. But I pray all goes well for all parties concerned, if that's okay with you. Well, ooh, goodness. That's the only thing is the sun. It will hit you. I'm trying to find a place or a way to get away from the glare. It's kind of hard out here. The sun is really out here today. And I'm hoping I don't take any bugs back in the house with me. I don't need that. Oh, you got clouds out there, MMG? Blake, what did you say? Nah, I didn't think I should read that comment. Sometimes you have to know when to engage and when not to engage. And I can't help someone in that situation anyway. So that would be a no for me. Whew. I know one thing is I'm going to have to start saving my little coins so I can get away. I like to travel. By this time last year, I was packing to go on a cruise. I think last year I did 2 cruises last year. I always, I prefer to travel. I like to do a vacation every 6 months if I could. Thank you, Yo Yo. Yeah, it's out here. Yo Yo, I don't, I really, because it's so nice out here. I just saw that used to be my thing. My husband and I, actually, we would ride. I don't live too far from what's called Wissahickon Creek, which is the park area. And we used to come over here and ride our bicycles all the time. Believe it or not, we got on our bicycles and he packed. He was such a romanticist. This is when we were in a good place. Our first date was actually, I guess I probably should tell you this is how we met. We were both downtown looking for employment because remember back then you had to go through the newspapers and actually set up an appointment. Yada yada. We met. Um, we on the train. He comes up. Do you have the time when I got off the train? And he's asking me, did I have the time, which I did have man's a watch on his wrist, and he's going to ask me, do I have the time? I just looked at his wrist, smiled. I looked at my wrist. I gave him the time. But I said, how lame can you be? He should have took the watch off his wrist, but he didn't. Every time I think about it. But, I thought it was cute. But I was so leery of, I found out we had some of the same friends, and I had never met him before. And I grew up in the neighborhood, he grew up in the neighborhood. And actually found out he lived 2 blocks away from me. And some of my friends were his friends, but I never met him before. And I knew his brother. I did know his brother from high school. And his brother was older than us. And I thought his brother was the only child. That was the funny part. But anyway, he was son number 2, my husband. So, long story short, our first date was we took a bicycle ride over here to the park, which is like along the creek. It's a creek over there. It's a nice area. Um, and he packed lunch. I can't remember. It might have been like ham and cheese sandwiches or something like that. Something, nothing extravagant. And mint tea. And I was not, at that point in my life, I was not a fan of mint tea. But I act like I liked it, because he had prepared it. Oh, you're in Louisiana 3.2. Nice to meet you. No, I'm in Pennsylvania. You in Shreveport. Okay. Oh, it's violent down there? I've never been to Shreveport. I've been in New Orleans. Hi, Henry. I'm glad you came into my chat, but please, I prefer not to talk about politics right now. Oh, Pennsylvania's much better than Louisiana? I don't know. I think every state has to offer, has something to offer, no matter where you go. I've traveled across the United States quite a bit, especially when I was for my job. I used to do a lot of traveling. Thank you, Yo Yo. Yes, everybody, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And if you're watching this on replay, please go to the comment section and type replay. You know, to let me know that you did, you know, see the video, and leave some comments if you like this type of content that I'm putting out, or if you have any suggestions. I appreciate that also. First day concrete. Hi, Game Game. Thank you. You're from Nigeria. Thank you, Game Game. Nice to see you. Please leave a comment. I mean, excuse me. Please subscribe and like my channel. I appreciate it. I really would. So today, well, I think I'm going to. I haven't eaten all day. I just thought about it. I've been out Like I said, I went out earlier with my son, and I haven't had anything to eat. And to tell you the truth, I'm really not that hungry, but I know I should eat something. Then again, my family is so, especially my brother-in-laws, they used to be so mean to me. I gained weight after I had my first son because I used to be really, really thin and really athletic. Like I said, I used to, I was a bicyclist, and um, I was into sports. Back then, I played softball and in junior high school and high school. And long story short, when I gained weight, I'll never forget. I had to, I went to buy some new clothes after I had my son, and I had to buy a size 14. And I was sitting at my parents' dinner table after my mother had taken me shopping, and she bought me a new dress, to make me feel good. And like I said, I had to purchase a 14. And I sat there at the table, and I was telling, my sisters how upset I was because I had to purchase a 14. And my father, mind you, my father was a tailor. He was a master tailor. That was his profession. And I sat there, and I said, I don't know what to do to lose this weight, yada, yada, yada. And my father never looked up from his plate, and he said, just push back from the table. I sat there and cried like a baby, and I was in my 20s. That was the one time my father really made me, the waterfalls. I mean, I was like, how? It didn't make me cry. Football. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Football said no one asked. Well, football, if you don't know what I'm saying, you can always scroll on. Well, it's really getting warm